Hello and welcome everyone to another InventRight webinar. We got a great one for you tonight. Before we'll introduce the speaker, I'll introduce Stephen and myself. I'm over there on the left. I'm the guy without the glasses. Stephen's the guy with the glasses. We co-founded InventRight over 20 years ago, and we've been coaching and mentoring inventors to license their products ever since. We've had students in over 65 countries. We're all about licensing, right, Stephen?
Yeah, I love licensing, Andrew. You know, it's the easy way to commercialize your ideas.
Yeah, much lower risk. And we have a company on tonight that is open to licensing. And it's a company that I would think the vast majority of you are familiar with. It's Kikkerland. And we have the CEO and the founder on, Jan van der Lande, and he is going to talk tonight about his company, what they're looking for, maybe a little bit about how you guys could do a better job submitting what they're, just everything. It's going to be a fun, casual conversation. So welcome, Jan.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Andrew and Stephen. It's nice to be on your webinar.
Well, thank you very much. Everyone knows, if you've been following Andrew and myself, that this particular category is actually my favorite because it's you have to be clever. I like things that are form and function. They have to put a smile on your face, but it has to function too. And it's not the easiest industry. It does take a little bit of work, but boy, is it a fun one. And so that's why I'm very excited to share this with you tonight. So Andrew, why don't we get started?
Okay.
And Jan can talk a little bit, I think, a little bit about himself and about his company. I think everybody would like to hear how it got started and how long it's been in business and what exactly do they do.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Jan, and I started Kikkerland some 28 or 30 years ago, and I started by myself. And I actually didn't study design, or I studied agriculture, and I have a degree in that, and I worked as an engineer for the city of New York as an agricultural engineer, but I didn't like my job, so I quit my job at some point. And I started to represent some independent designers from the Netherlands. And I was buying their products and importing them into New York and sell them to local stores. And that's a little bit how my company started. And I was always very hardworking. So whenever I had a designer that had some ideas, I would always ask them the question, like, why is your product better than a product that is out there already? And that's how I learned a lot from the designers. And today we still work with a lot of designers. We make our own products now. We don't buy them from the designers anymore. And but we have an in-house designer for about 12 designers, but we also work with outside designers, and we receive new ideas all the time. And we also do design challenges together with schools. We have done already like 15 design challenges, and we just did one with the Appalachian School of Design. It's in North Carolina, and we got 25 submissions, and we're producing 3 of them. And of course, it's a design award, so there's a winner, and that's always a lot of fun to work with the students and future designers, and they come up with some really original ideas. And that's a little bit how Kickland has grown over the years since since the beginning.
I've noticed.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that we do still have a lot of fun with design. It's always a challenge to find something new that it's so nice to see that once it's on the market that it actually sells.
Now, Jan, you probably sold a lot of ideas in 30 years. Do you still get surprised when something comes across your desk that you haven't seen before?
Yes, absolutely. And, sometimes it's a very simple thing, but sometimes it can also be a lot of fun. Like and the times they change too. As we know now, we're in the COVID-19 period where people are in lockdown, working from home, and we had an idea last spring when COVID started to make a social distancing tool, which is it's just a telescopic stick, and it works a little bit like you remember the chewing gum thing? It's kind of a gag. You pretend to give somebody a chewing gum, and if you try to take one, you get a little shock.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that one.
Yes.
That's a regular item. So we put that mechanism inside the stick, and its stick is exactly 6 foot. So whenever somebody gets too close to you, you can give them a little zap. And everybody thought we were crazy when we came out with that product. It's surprisingly selling very, very well. We sell that Spencer gift, and I tested it at home also with my family, on my kids, and it's just a lot of fun. You don't really zap people, but
Sure.
just the feeling, the fear of it, and it gets everybody going.
Now, you carry a wide range of products. Andrew, can we go to the website for just a minute to show everybody the different categories? I mean, there's lots of things here. Of course, Jan, puzzles, I bet, was really big for you at the moment.
Puzzles, yeah, we do a lot of puzzles, and you have to go with the time, and you cannot do the same thing forever.
Yeah. Did you see an uptick in puzzles being submitted to you, or sales and puzzles during COVID?
Yeah, but of course we look at the industry in two ways for new products. In one way, we were always looking for something new, something innovative, something that hasn't been done before, something that's original. And then in the other way is that we also look at trends. And I think in puzzles, of course, it's a big trend. And, you want to be in your trend. You want to be the first one to get the biggest wave. So there's a lot of companies that have puzzles now. So now the market may become very saturated very soon. It's kind of like the coloring books that were very popular a couple of years ago. And now it's like all of the market is like flooded with it. But a designer, David Weeks, he lives in New York too. He's a lighting designer. A new puzzle, and it's called Refunzel. So it's actually 3 puzzles in one. So you have 3 images, and you can either make the 3 images, or you can mix them up, or you can play a game where you you try to steal somebody else's pieces and make another image like that. So yeah, there's games and toys are because everybody's at home, you need to relax. So those are doing well now.
Let's talk about trends for just a minute, if we could. For people to want to look at trends, would YouTube be a good place? Maybe LinkedIn, maybe movies, maybe things like that to be current? Is that a good start for creative people to stay on top of trends?
Yes, but there is different trends, right? There is trends for teenagers, and there's trends for older people. you know, people behave like cattle. You know, everybody belongs to a certain trend. So it's whatever public you're after.
Can you talk about your customers a little bit? What the age range is, male, female, young, old, or is it all over the place? Is it everybody?
Well, you know, we like to sell to everybody. It's not possible. But there is a different customers. It's like we sell to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I think their customers are a little bit older. They're typically like 50 or 60-year-old ladies that are a little bit well-to-do, live in the Midwest, have an SUV or something like that. The people that shop our website or shop Target or even Amazon, they're younger. They're typically in 30s, beginning 40s, mothers, millennial mothers. That so there's different groups that buy our products.
Jan, let's talk about evergreens for just a minute. Do you have any products here that have been selling for years and years and years? Maybe you change them up a little bit, but basically they're just evergreens. They're just good sellers.
Yeah, the Rainbow Maker could be considered an evergreen. It's the second product that is on your page, and it's a solar-powered device that has a suction cup. You put it in your window, and when the sun shines, the solar panel catches the energy, and then the real Swarovski crystal turns around, and you get these beautiful rainbows, little prismatic effect that swirls around your room, and that has been selling for many years. And it's designed by David Deere, and he's a good friend of mine. And in the beginning, when I developed that product, I was a little bit risky because I had to buy so many, and I invested almost all my money in this product. And then when we put it in the market, we went to trade shows and it didn't sell. So I was very disappointed. But then after half year, through like a year, all at once some people came back to me and said, "Hey, yeah, I bought that last time. Sold very well." And then from word of mouth, and ever since then, it's our bestseller at every trade show. You cannot believe it. Still today.
Is there any problem with that product? Because it's, do you have a certain packaging to demonstrate it? Is it something where it would be helpful if there was a video, but you don't have it? So how do you handle that? Is that an issue?
Yeah, there was an issue. So we went through different product packaging. The first we had it in a translucent box with a velvet tray, and we tried to explain it on the box. And then later we did make a video, and we made a display. So, and in the display there is a small screen, or a 9-inch screen. It's kind of like a size of an iPad, and it loops a little video of what the product does, and that helps a lot. And now the packaging is totally eco-friendly, so it has a paper tray, no more plastics inside, and we just explain it on a photo box with graphics. But the product is so well known, it sells itself really, and it's a beautiful gift. If you give this to the Rainbow Maker to somebody and they place it in the window, and then when the sun shines, you see all these rainbows through your room. It's really, really special item.
Is
I
that
think
the
you
highest
sold me
price
on getting
point
this for my
your
wife
product?
for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm
You
serious.
should.
I think you just did.
Yeah, it is. It is a very nice gift. People love it, and it's no function actually, except for it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Look, can we talk about price point for just a minute, Jan?
Sure.
Is,
hmm
is there a particular retail price point you like to stay in? But it looks like you've got items, you know, very, very low, but also close to $50. You have a full range.
Yeah, but the most of our products are like less than $20 though. The that's really what we're known for. I would like to sell more expensive products, especially now that more and more products are being sold online. And if your products are too inexpensive, then the shipping becomes an issue. So we're making bundles and combinations to solve all that. But we're known for like products between anywhere between $5 and $20. That's why people come to us, and we allow our customers, our retail partners, a good margin, and they like that too.
Even I think that's a good point. Like with the cat butt magnets here, they put it in a package of 6, maybe to get the price up a little bit. So sounds like you're open to a pretty wide price range, which might surprise some people. That's great.
The other thing I noticed is that a lot of your products are made out of different materials, from metal to plastic to glass. I mean, it's all over the place. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate. We work with close to 150 factories, and everybody is specialized in something. Some people do very good with wood. Some others they make all like tools and metals, and then we do some soft goods too. And we do a lot with paper and stationery, and we have electronic items, and we work with all different factories.
If there was an inventor's going to submit to you, is there an area where you're really not interested with a certain type of material, or any other factor too, where you're just like, nah, it's kind of problematic?
No, we don't. We do, as you say, all kinds of materials. Most of the, lately the business with China has been problematic, especially under President Trump, because he installed these 25% tariffs on a lot of items. So that made some items a little bit more difficult to sell. So we're staying away from that.
Okay.
Because they're going to be too expensive. So we are resourcing all our factories in different countries now.
Yeah.
A lot of your product sells in museums too, don't they?
Yeah, museums are a very important category for us. We sell to the Museum of Modern Art and museums all over the globe, and but we also sell to larger companies like Target and Bed Bath & Beyond, and do a lot of specialty stores. But yeah, museum stores they like to pick up our items, I guess, because all of our items have a little bit of a story to tell. That makes them special.
Let's talk about that story to tell. What do you mean by that? Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Well, I'm not a designer. I mean, but a long time ago, in the beginning when I started my company, I met a designer from Japan, and he was quite famous, and he actually told me that good design product has to tell you something. Like when you look at it, you it's a little bit difficult to explain, but it has to touch something inside of you. Like it's a little bit like poetry, maybe. You know, does the product have good poetry?
Create some type of emotion.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, if you go to Walmart and you walk around and I don't know, you're looking for an item, and if it's that's the only thing you're looking for, to an item that can perform a certain function, then you'll probably find that item. But you know, I don't know why some of these items have to be so ugly. You know, they could be better designed, a little bit more styled better, and tell a little bit of the story from, you know, that there is a little bit of effort put in, except for performing the function.
Would you say that Target at one time was doing a little bit better design?
Yes, but that's one of the things that changed over the years. I'm sure you've experienced it yourself. Like back in the 80s and the 90s, we still had a lot of design stores around the country in all the cities, in both in Europe and in the USA. And that has, I wouldn't say that they disappeared, but the design stores became less popular, and maybe because of people know so much, they can see so much on the internet. You can find very good designs on the internet, and the gift stores became a little bit more just like gift stores, and the products became more like commodity. So I don't know.
Okay.
Design is still very popular, but it's been more difficult for the retailers over the years to sell design. They really have to sell more like products and commodities.
Let's talk a little bit about the submission process. When an idea comes through to your portal, you take a look at it. Is there a team of people looking at it? Is it just you, or do you have people that are from a design department, manufacturing, sales? You all come together to look at it and evaluate it? What's that look like?
Well, it's actually pretty simple. It's just my design director, Jay Lee, and I, we look at it, and we screen it, and mostly the designs are not so suitable for Kikkerland. And then, of course, you know, we're doing something, right? Like every season we have to bring a new collection together. And so the item may be very good, but it's not fitting what we're doing. So we'll explain that to the designer or the inventor. But sometimes it is, and then we take it on, and then after that we talk to more people, like, oh, what do you think? There's the purchasing manager, and there's other designers and salespeople, and then sometimes in the beginning, we're very enthusiastic, and then we say, okay, we're going to do it, and then we start to work it out a little bit and show it to more people, and then you get a little bit more reactions, and then sometimes we change our mind then.
Okay.
Sometimes everybody is enthusiastic, but then when we start to try to produce it, then we find out that the item is going to be too expensive or too complicated to manufacture. So there's all these factors you have to consider. It's not only that it has to fit with what you're doing, it also has to fit in what's going on in the world. And then you have to manufacture it and then produce it at a price that the people are willing to pay for it.
How long does that process take from when someone submits a product for you to say yes or no?
Oh, a day. We can say right away. Yeah, we usually when a submission comes in, you can submit a product through our website, and you have to pay $5, which we donate to the food bank, I believe. And it goes to the design director first, and then he shows it then to me. And sometimes he forgets, so then it's like it could take a week before it gets to me. Or sometimes he gives it to me right away. Or
Okay.
if he says that like, oh, that's great, and then of course he's very enthusiastic and shows it to me right away.
What do you like to see, Jan? Can a pencil sketch, a 3D model, a video? What do you like to see to determine if you would be interested in it, or all of above?
No, it's very simple. You can just send me a drawing, even by hand, and we can see from that whether it's a good idea or not. What we sometimes what happens a lot is like we pay a royalty, right? So the royalty is usually 5%
Okay.
of the net sales. But if a person sends me like a simple handmade drawing, and then we have to make all the CAD drawings, and we have to, to submit to the factory for quoting, then we are actually doing all the work. So we complain about that sometimes. So we prefer to work with professional designers. That's what most of the designs that we produce from outside designers are from designers that work with us on a regular basis. They submit every season products to us, and they also know better what we're working on and what we're doing, and therefore the products that they submit are more suitable.
Okay.
So if we get a design from somebody from outside that just designs like a flower pen, like very nice, but we're not doing any flower pens at this moment.
Is there a timing that's better to submit to you? You said, should we do it a couple months before a trade show, or what time of year is best?
Right now, we're finalizing our spring collection. So if you submit something now, then it's probably for the fall. And so in the fall and the fourth quarter is a different season than the spring. So the fall is more about gifting, and the fourth quarter with Christmas, and the spring it's more about the spring and summer is more about going outside and maybe some gardening products and bike products. So there is a difference for the season,
Okay.
yeah. But the best time to submit something is, it doesn't really matter. But right now, for anything for the spring and summer is too late because we're already finalized.
Okay. What about seasonal? You talked a little bit about seasonal, spring or fall. Let's say I've got a great idea for Valentine's. Is that going to be interesting to you or not?
Yeah, but for Valentine's, it's this 2021. It's too late because if we want to do something for Valentine, we need to have it in stock in December, and the whole cycle from if we have CAD drawings ready to go to a factory, then the factory takes a couple of weeks for quoting and back and forth, and then you have to go to mold making. To make a mold takes 6 weeks, and after that you need to approve the golden samples, and that takes a couple of weeks, and then you have to go into production, and that's another 6 weeks. So the whole process takes at least 3 months, if not 4 months.
Okay.
So from submitting the product and from the go ahead from that you're going to do that product, it's at least 4 months. So
Okay.
That's pretty fast, huh, Stephen? I mean,
Well, it is.
Well,
I mean, the whole process seems pretty quick.
yeah.
but that's a little bit our strength, also our weakness, because we do these things very fast, so we can always be the first one, but at the same time, you don't know if it's going to work, right? So there's no way of testing it. Maybe
So
wrong.
what, Jan, what are you saying? Sometimes you're fast to fail with a product? Is that what you?
Yeah,
You launch it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's the 20-80 rule, right? So
Sure.
20% of the product pays 80% of the bill. So yeah, sometimes you're right on, and sometimes we're just really off.
Hey, Jan, what type of intellectual property, if any, is that important to you? A design patent?
Yes.
Probably not a patent, but what's important to you?
Well, it's important to we license the products from designers and other people. So if you don't have a design, if a product sells very well, we will file a design patent for it, and you have to do that within the first year of introducing the product in the market. If you wait 1 more year, then it's too late. You're not allowed to file a design patent. So, but if we license the product from a designer, it means that we have the exclusive right to produce the product from the designer.
Yes.
But if anybody else can do it without getting a license, they have an advantage. So it's important for us that the designer or the inventor, assigns the design to us so that we can file a design patent.
Okay.
Or the designer can file its own design patent. That's okay too.
Okay.
But it's not cheap. It's each design patent costs like $3,000, sometimes $4,000.
Okay.
When somebody submits a product to you, how patient should they be? How long should they wait to follow up in some way or another? What should they expect?
Anyway, we're from like 1 to 4 weeks, I guess.
Oh, it's
But
very
we
reasonable.
will always, we will always give an opinion about the design right away. But yeah, it can be immediately, or sometimes they have to wait a little bit, a couple of weeks.
Inventors and designers are sometimes very impatient, so we just would like to give them a little warning that it might take a little while.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the past, we've had complaints from designers that, and I think they were right, that sometimes you submit something to a company for consideration, and then they say oh yeah, that's nice, we'll do it, and then they sit on it for half a year, and you sit there as a designer, you wait, and you don't know if there's no progress. It's not fair. When you could show the product to other potential licensees that can make up their mind quicker. So we realize that. So we try not to sit on it too long, and just make a decision, do it or don't do it. And then if you don't do it, then the designer should have the possibility to show it to other factories.
So just so everybody's clear, a lot of the products that you do license are from maybe design firms that design in this one industry. And so they're always
Mhm.
submitting ideas to you very consistently, so you have a relationship. Is that true?
Yes, we do.
Okay. We are trying to educate inventors to stay in an industry long enough to know the businesses, to know the landscape, and know the people and have those relationships, because a lot of inventors have a tendency to jump around a lot. So we're trying to
Yeah.
explain. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, of course. When we work with an inventor and that person has very good ideas, we like to do more with that person, and we don't like it if that person also goes to our competitors and shows the same product sometimes. But you know, it's a free world, right? So
Sure.
we just have to live with that.
Hey, Andrew, let's open it up to questions. I think we covered quite a bit. I know there's probably a lot of people with some questions.
Yeah.
John, thank you very much for that. It was you're very open, transparent. You explained the process extremely well. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, your transparency is fantastic. Really is. We got a lot of questions here. Geez, getting
Okay.
old. I need to put my glasses on to read some of them here. David says, would you consider a product that's already selling on Amazon? Let's say they're already selling it themselves, maybe on Amazon or something.
Usually not. Because if it's already out there, why should we put all our effort in it and produce something that is already done? And we're looking for new things, or that can either be like very innovative, so nobody has ever done it before, or it can be something like right on trend. That could be. But if it's on the market already, then we don't want to do it. No.
We were going through your website as you were speaking, and I have to say, it's kind of hard to find a product on your site that isn't unique or quirky or fun in some way. I really didn't see many products at all. I think I saw one, the reusable ice cubes that I've seen before, but you don't, and you see variations, but they're all fairly unique in their own way. They really are. Okay, so this one's fun from Jeannie Marie. Does Jan have a favorite product, and if so, what was it about it, the design, that made it his favorite?
Well, I have a lot of favorite products. The critter was for the. Do you know the critter? It's a wind-up toy.
Okay.
Designed by Chico Bicaldo, and we used to sell a lot of them. Now it's much less, but that has always been one of my favorites. And, because that was also the first time that we started to produce an item ourselves. Because before that, I used to only buy the products from designers and small manufacturers. But every season I have my favorite products. So we're doing now another social distancing item. It's a keychain that if you turn it on, it makes it's a kind of a bloop bloop sound, like the voyage to the bottom of the sea. I don't know if you remember that program that had it. It was a special sound, and then when somebody comes within 6 feet, you get an alarm sound. So it's kind of like the social distancing zapper.
That's funny. This one's from Tina. Is there an expiration date on our submission? If we submit a seasonal, and it's declined, would you consider it for next year? That's a good question. You okay with getting the same product again a year later at the right time?
Yes, that is. We do that a lot. actually. You know, we have a lot of products in the pipeline that are, you know, didn't make it for this season. It's either delay in production, or there's a complication that needs to be solved, and then we just keep it secret, and we keep it within the company, and then we introduce it to next season. Yes, we do that.
This one is a variation of what before, but it's a good question. Simon says, what is your most successful product category?
Oh, what is the most successful category? Well, stationery has been very strong for us. We, with the kitchen and the houseware category is very strong, and but it's changing now. So we started a pet line. Actually, it's only for dogs. It's called Kobe. That is growing very fast. And we also have a new line. It's called Huckleberry, and it's also, it has like toys and games in there, but it's for it's a line for children to get them to go spend more time outdoors. There was a research that in England, I think it was, that they measured the time spent for children spent indoors was longer than the average time of an inmate spent indoors. So you can imagine what a lot of these kids do. They're sitting on the iPad. So the Huckleberry promotes that, and they have all kind of things that they can do outside. Like you have to make your own items. So you get the Huckleberry knife, and then with that knife you can make a fishing pole. So we sell the rod and everything for the fishing rod, but not the pole. The pole you have to carve yourself. So we have a lot of those items. And we have there's a little motor for a boat, so you can make your own boat. So, but we supply only the motor, but you have to carve the boat yourself. That's doing very well. I know there's many categories that we are in, and everything has a common thread that it has to be something different. It has to tell a story.
What would you say it's fair for people, just if an inventor is open to inventing in any of these categories that you're in, go to your website, look at all the product categories, and if they were uncertain, invent something for the product categories you're already in. Which brings me to, I guess, my question is, are you open to receiving ideas outside of the product categories you're in now? One person was asking a question about product for washing cars and stuff. So how do you feel about that? Is that wasting your time? Are you okay and open to it? Or should they just submit in the product categories that you're currently in?
That's a good question. It's probably better to be within the categories that we currently have, even though some of the categories are not so clearly defined. I mean, if you look at the Rainbow Maker, for example, well, what category is that? Is that category wellness, or is that a category kitchen item, or what is it? Is it a toy? So, but if it's for car washing, it may be a little bit lonely within the whole collection of Kickland. People may think, well, what is that item doing there? Why? Because we have to, we're not only producing and designing products, we also have to market it, right? So, but we do sell to car washes. So if you have something for a car wash, you probably could sell it.
There you go. Fiorella, sorry. Do you notify inventors even if you're not interested in the product, or only if you like the product?
Oh.
So when somebody submits on your website, do you always get back to them and say, no or
hmm
maybe. It's never a yes, right? Because you got to look into it. Do you always get back to them in one way or another?
Yeah, we always get back to them and let them know that if you're not interested, we try to give a little bit of explanation to
Yeah,
like why it
that's
wouldn't work for us.
that's very inventor friendly. Not every company does that, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, and we have and the one way they should submit, we've pulled it up on your website earlier, is through the About Us and then submit a product page, correct? Everybody that's new
hmm
needs to share through there?
Yeah, you have to go through that portal,
Okay,
but
got it.
yeah.
Simon says, thank you, Jan, for your helpful answers. Got a whole bunch of people thanking you, by the way. Smiley
Oh,
face, love the idea of trying to get kids outside more. Yeah, that's really nice.
yeah. hmm the
And
idea was actually from another designer that proposed it to us. They proposed the whole Huckleberry line to us, and they get a royalty over all the products that are in that line. So they're very happy. But I thought it was a very good concept, so that's why I took it on.
Dale said, would you require a prototype being made for a unique small kitchen appliance? I don't think you
No,
do
we
appliances, maybe gadgets, but not appliances, huh?
well, it depends on what kind of appliance it is. Yeah, but if it's really involved, then it would be good if the inventor makes the prototype so that they also understand, how to mass produce it. And you can see the complications. It's always better. You can either make a prototype or you CAD drawings, but the selection of a product, it's not necessary for the selection of the product. You can see from the drawing what or even a description of whether whether it's a good idea or not.
Mm-hmm. This is a fun one. Teresa said, I would like to personally thank Jan and Jay Lee for giving me feedback on all the products I've submitted. Also, thank you for the opportunity, Jan. So
Oh,
I think a lot of people that we know are already submitting to you. Which brings
mm-hmm.
me to that question. I think we were going to bring this up, Stephen. So is part of your submission process that people make a donation to a charity? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we require a $5 donation, and then they have to pay through PayPal or whatever fee of credit card to submit a product. But the $5 is then donated to the food bank.
To a food bank.
And
Okay, that's great.
yeah, and we do that because we don't want people just like bombard us with submissions. They have to be a little bit serious about it.
Yes.
Like a $5 is more like a gesture.
Good,
Mm-hmm.
It's
good
not
for
like
you.
we want to make money from that.
Well, and let me ask you that. So let's say an inventor, they're new to this, they're not a professional designer, they submit you a product, and you say, well, this is very clever. We're not going to license this one, but very clever. I'm impressed. Can inventors get in with you into kind of like a different tract where they're those people that are submitting all the time to you and they fall into like a kind of a pro category? Do you look at it that way? Or do you just want them to just keep sending through the website? Does it matter?
Yeah, some people that know me, they email me directly. I give an answer to that one too. The yeah, we're not that strict about it.
Okay. Because I think do some designers that you work with a lot submit you a lot of ideas just to see if you're interested and then develop it further? Does that happen sometimes? You mentioned that if somebody just comes to you with a drawing and then you have to make a prototype or do some CAD and stuff. Are you okay with pushing it back to them to say, well, I'm really interested. Can you send me something more detailed if you're capable? Or if not, I'll do it. Or do you just kind of like whatever level they send at, you just work with what they give you?
Yeah, we like to work with professional designers that can do the CAD drawings or that have an office that can do it, because it saves us a lot of work. If somebody has a very good idea, then and you have not the capabilities to make these CAD drawings, then we will do it for them. But it's a little bit an advantage if you can do that for us, and it makes the process also faster because it takes a while to make these drawings.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Okay. Yeah. We just have a bunch of really nice comments here.
Andrew, you know, let me interrupt for just a minute. And I want everybody to hear this. I wrote this book, Become a Professional Inventor, and what Jan is talking about to really up your game, right? You can start out by doing sketches on napkins and maybe drawings, but once you start to really get serious at this and start to build relationships where these companies know you, it changes and your work just gets better and your tools that you present change, from CAD drawings, even a bill of material, understand a little bit about manufacturing. All those things make it easier for a company, for that licensee to take it faster, make better decisions and quicker. You're really helping them, take your product and moving faster with it if you help them. So it's always good to start out, just like we're talking about tonight, with drawings. They could be sketches, they could be in color, maybe black and white, to show that form and function, show the magic, show that product that has that emotional pull. But once you start to really get into this, and you really want to start really be good at this, maybe a 3D printed model might be helpful, CAD drawings next. That's how you start to up your game to be a pro.
Mm-hmm.
We have some really nice comments about you sharing all this information with everybody on. Amy said, thank you, Stephen, Andrew, and Stephen, for introducing this great man. Really more of a compliment for you, Jan. As always, killing it with these. Jan, it has been my pleasure listening to you and your great company. I will be contacting you soon. Take care, Amy. And we've got a whole bunch of other ones like that. Awesome interview. This one's from Jiracle. Awesome interview, Mr. Lande. Thank you. And once again, thank you, InventRight, and all of you. You guys rock. Jeff, I have a few products I'll be submitting to Jan. Thank you for coming on tonight. There's too many to read here. But they're very appreciative of you coming on and just being so transparent about what you're looking for and helping them be better at what they can submit. With that, I don't want to go negative or anything. It's not negative, I don't think. Is there anything that inventors do that would turn your team off that they should not do? This will help them, it'll help you. Is there anything that they do that is a turn off? Like the way they act, the way they submit a product, anything that information you can give them to do better?
Yeah, we always look for something different and new. Sometimes we get submissions of product that look like our product, but then we already have it. So why should we take another variation of that product in our line? So that sometimes is we don't like that too much.
Mm-hmm. But an extension
it's not
of a
easy
line.
to get something. What? Sorry.
Would an extension of a line, if it makes sense with an extension, but it's not? You're saying it's so similar. It's like this isn't different. Is that what you're saying?
Andrew, I think what's happened, what Jan's talking about, and I think a lot of other companies that have embraced open innovation, is that us inventors, we're not doing our homework. We need to look at the product line of the companies we're going to submit it to. We need to go online, do a Google image search. We really want to show them something new and novel. And if you haven't done that level of research and you show them something he can find or his team can find within a minute on Google or even close to what he has, you've kind of wasted their time and your time.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of that. And I'm really glad you mentioned that because we're talking about this over and over again. Don't just look for that submission button. That should not be the first thing you do. You should spend some time, read about the company, look at their mission statement if they have it, understand maybe their culture a little bit, what they're trying to do, and then look at their complete product line first, and then do a Google image search so you really know the industry a little bit and show them something new and novel.
Is that pretty much it, Jan?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's too easy to look at our products and then make a variation of it. So that's not really what we're looking for. We can do that ourselves. Like if we have a product that is successful, and then then we make a medium, small, large of that. And so we don't need a submission to tell us that.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, definitely. All right, well, one last question from Dana. She's a former InventRight student, licensed products. She says your products are fun and funky. Do you design the funky part if you see a product with potential? I think what she means is she sends you a product, but it doesn't have it. You like it, but it doesn't have that a quirky, funky angle to it or something. Do you ever take something and kind of make it a little bit more fun, but it was enough? You're interested? I think that's more or less what she's asking.
Well, there's not every product that we produce is fun and funky.
No.
Sometimes the product is totally serious, and but it has a very good functionality to it, and so that's fine with us. Not everything has to have a novelty aspect to it. So some of the products that we sell are just just a regular product. We sell phone cords and phone stands, and there's nothing funny about that. But they still sell.
Got it.
It's still a good product. Like if the working from home and is so important now. So we're doing a lot of products in that area, and those products are sometimes totally only functional, and then they don't need to have a novelty aspect to it.
They don't need to create that.
Although we're known for it.
Okay.
No.
That's fair enough.
But it has to be different from what's out there already.
Yeah, your products are. You got just an amazing line. I mean, nobody could ever say your products are generic. No way. Quite the opposite. It's so much fun. Really are. They really are. Stephen, do you have anything you want to say in closing?
No, I think this was a great webinar tonight. I want to thank everybody that attended. Jan, I really want to thank you for being so open and transparent and helpful and helping us do a better job. And that's what these webinars are all about, to share with our community these companies that have embraced open innovation, that want to work with us creative people. And so we can do even a better job to help you, and which in turn helps us. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I'll remind everybody to take care, keep inventing, and we'll catch up with you next time. Good night.
Good night, everybody.